Hello and welcome to episode 28 of the XboxEra podcast. I am joined as per usual by Shpeshal Ed and Figments, and we're
G'day.
back.
Yep.
How are we all doing, fellas?
Despite the hurdles, we've made it. We're doing it.
There are numerous hurdles.
It was an exhausting hour pre-recording before we could actually hit the record button. Actually, no, we did it okay, 45 minutes. Usually it takes us an hour because something else goes horribly wrong.
Okay. I hope this turns out okay, because for those of you watching, listening, whatever it is, this is the first time Figments and I are actually doing the back-end recording, putting this together stuff, so who the hell knows what's going to happen?
I'm just getting to relax back here.
Yeah.
My feet up.
John's computer's out of commission because he's in the move. So
He's in the move.
He'll be out of it for a while.
No idea what's about to happen. So if you're seeing this and it all sounds okay and looks okay, then I guess we've done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Success.
I guess we have. Yay!
Yeah. It's definitely going to be an experience. How's your week been? I have to admit, before we kick off into this, I've not been on or read or done anything video game related since Wednesday last week. So
Too busy with the house?
Yeah.
Yep.
And for those that are watching that don't know, I'm sure I've waxed lyrical about it often enough. I bought a house and I'm doing the renovations of it at the moment. So my day to day is getting covered in crap and sleeping on a dusty mattress next to my best buddy as we're doing the renovations together, while my wife and kids are sleeping and staying at my parents'. So it's like a little holiday, except
sort
it's
of.
full of back-breaking work. And it's very. So if I appear tired, if I drift off halfway through this podcast, if suddenly you see me like this and Nick and Landon,
he's about to do it.
Wake up! I'll have to wake up like that. So yeah.
Or we just let you sleep. Figments and I take over, and you're just there for the aesthetic, so it looks like all three of us are there, so I don't have to worry about the template being edited and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it that way.
It would just be fun. It'd be fun. Conversation would probably be better.
So I guess you've already answered that question. You've been playing nothing.
I've been playing power tools and plumbing and
plumbing. Electricity,
Bob's
new
the
Wi-Fi. I hope you're taking the time to at least run Cat 6 throughout the entire house.
No,
actually getting a decent networking system set up.
No. I have got really nice internet connectivity now, comparatively to what I did have. So I've got a sweet just under 400 meg down.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
With about 40 up, which
40 up.
Megabytes or megabits? 400 megabits?
That's megabytes. In megabits, it would be, I don't know, whatever the variation of
400 megabytes. Really?
No, it would be 400 megabits.
I think they're megabits. Yes.
It must be
megabits. Yeah, because I have
40 megabytes.
I have gigabit speeds here in my house, and I only ever get 800 megabits down. There's no
it's lovely.
There's no way.
I'm loving
having good internet is great,
and the Wi-Fi is a lot better and a lot more powerful.
Oh, good.
Which is lovely. It's just
did you buy a new router?
What have you
been
playing then? So what have you been playing, Figments, then?
Oh, me? Valorant. Got back into. So I built my friend. Well, a guy I knew from high school. We've been playing Xbox together since I basically graduated. That was 6 years ago now. But we've been playing literally every year, like almost every day. And I decided to spend a bit of extra money and build him a PC. Fairly decent, competent PC. This is a 6-core. It's got a Ryzen 5 36. No, not a Ryzen 5. I'm sorry. The original plan was it was going to have a Ryzen, but because of parts shortage, I had to go with an Intel i5 10400, which is still a 6-core 12-thread processor, and AMD Radeon RX 5600 XT graphics card, 16 gigs of RAM, 1.5 terabytes of storage. Mini ITX case. He's got built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. I even bought him a friggin' monitor. So funny story
And
about that.
You can't get a decent microphone? I don't understand what's going on here. Where's all
And you
this
can't
money
have my
coming
money
from?
back for the mic I got you.
Hey, look, I'm gonna keep repeating this because you keep bringing it up. But
You owe
I
me a
told
copy
you
of
not to
Halo
keep-
Infinite.
The one you're gonna get with Game Pass anyway.
I want to own it, okay? I want to own it. I don't want to rent my games,
Oh.
okay?
So anyway,
I want to own it.
the funny story about this whole thing is I told him for weeks before his birthday that I'm gonna build you a PC. Because I'm like, why not? And he's like, don't you do that for me. And he's like, I don't have room in my room. And I'm like, that sounds like a lie to me. I think you do have room in your room.
Hold on a second. I have to stop you right there.
What?
Is your friend Henry Cavill?
No.
Okay.
No.
Did you not see
Anyway.
that thread on Reset about Henry
No,
Cavill
no.
building a PC? He was on
No, I
Instagram building a PC, and that man is incredibly beautiful. And he built himself an absolute monster of a PC, and he did it
the
all
man, he
in
can
like a-
because he's
in this blue singlet in Australia. I'm not going to say what they're called in Australia because it may be
I know what
inappropriate.
they're called.
Yep,
I
you
know what
would.
they're
In
called.
the UK,
I've been wearing some.
Yeah. And he's building this PC, and apparently he put the cooling in the wrong way and had to fix it, and he was showing everyone how to put it on. Yeah, anyway, he's a very beautiful man. Keep going.
anyway.
Wow, okay.
So he told me he didn't have enough room in his room, right? That raised red flags to me. Not that I've ever seen his room before. I had never been in his house before. But like he strikes me as the kind of guy who likes to say he doesn't have something, but then proves that he has it and says it still can't work anyway, right? So I told him, okay, I will change my avatar on Discord to wear a dunce cap. If you take a video and prove to me you don't have room. And so he did, thinking that he'd prove me wrong, right? But little did he know, I told a friend of mine, I told her, so what he's gonna do is he's gonna post a video where he has plenty of space, but it's all full of garbage, and he refuses to clean any of it. So, and lo and behold, we both see the video, and she looks at me like, oh my fucking god, you were right.
I swear
So-
already.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to edit that in post. That's going to be bleeped. So, see, I am on top of it, John, unlike you.
Good luck.
Good luck, yeah. So, she and I started laughing about it because we just kept telling him, just clean your room. Like, he has a nightstand next to his desk. His desk had 2 printers on it. 2 full-size printers on it.
Who
And
has a
we're just like,
printer?
why do you have 2 printers in your room? And he's like, oh, one's the family printer. Why is the family printer in your room? Why is that not outside somewhere? and then he's like, what? And then we told him because he's got like a little nightstand next to his desk. He's like, okay, why can't you just put one of the printers on the nightstand? He's like, but that's where my liquor goes. Like, what are you talking about? Just
My
move
liquor.
your liquor.
Wow.
He keeps like vodka, moonshine, and whiskey in his room. He barely ever drinks it, like at all.
Yeah,
He just
probably
keeps it in his room because it's his own
looks nice.
personal stash. And it looks refined, I guess. But so I ended up building the PC and forcing him to clean his desk, and then I brought it over to his house and I put it all together for him and set it up with him. And
Has he been playing much Valorant with you, or?
Yeah. He used to be playing with me on his laptop, and his laptop is crap. So
Nice.
now he's got a pretty competent machine. So we've been playing Valorant. We've been playing CS:GO. We've been playing basically nothing that will stress that machine really at all. So,
Okay.
but he can run them now very competently. A little bit better than, well, I want to say a little bit better than mine. My PC is still infinitely more powerful than his, but for some dumb reason, Intel CPUs still are better for gaming. So
Yeah.
he's got like a 10%, 50% FPS bonus. So
Eh.
there's nothing I can really do about that.
Hopefully AMD
But
sort that. What about
Valorant,
you?
Destiny, Modern Warfare. That's all I've been playing.
Yeah, I've been playing. I did a Twitch stream of Rocket League with my friend 10K from Canada, and our other friend Zurich joined us. And,
Oh boy.
You did a live stream with Zurich?
Our favorite pal, Zurich.
It's on our YouTube channel. You can watch it. That is the stream where I confuse a cat with a dog. And we start talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger's career, among other things.
I love Arnie.
Yeah,
he's a great man.
It's a relatively funny stream. You don't actually hear the cat. For some reason, Zurich's audio wasn't being picked up in the party chat, even though Twitch said it's supposed to be picking up the party chat. Jump back into Modern Warfare. Still playing West of Dead. The review is up. I gave it a 7.5, but I'm still playing it. It's actually a really good game. What else? Luigi's Mansion 3 on the Switch. I bought a PS4 Pro, so I haven't had a PS4. Yeah, I haven't had a PS4 for a while, and then a friend of my brother's said that he was going to play through The Last of Us and then ditch his PS4 Pro, which he did, and he sold it to me nice and cheap. So I've installed
that's good.
I've got a PS4 Pro now, so installed everything back, bought Street Fighter V Champion Edition, started going through all the story modes of all that.
Did you not play Street Fighter V Champion Edition when you had a PS4?
I didn't have Champion Edition, the upgrade. I had base Street Fighter V, and I just bought it. Went on sale for the first time, Champion Edition upgrade, so I bought that. So I've got everything in it now, which is cool. Street Fighter and Killer Instinct. Street Fighter and Killer Instinct are the two games I have spent the most money on this generation. Each one I've spent well over $150. Just
Jesus.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to yourself?
I don't know. And the thing is, you'd think I'd learn with Capcom, to just wait many years and wait till you get the complete edition. I don't know. I obviously haven't learned my lesson, and I keep giving Capcom money.
Well, they're very happy to take it from your wallet. So
I'm sure they are. Now that we've been through what we played, so we took a gamble last episode, didn't we? And we said that the Xbox show was going to be July 23. We're going with it. And then a day later, it got confirmed, or later that day after we recorded, it got confirmed. So we will be attempting to do a live stream of that.
That's going to be fun.
Yep, there is a chance that Sick won't be able to be there.
I will do everything in my power to be there.
There's a chance, which means
there is a chance in that a lot of the renovations. The only things we're waiting on from a tradesperson point of view were a rolling steel joint, or an RSJ for those in the know for the lingo, which is basically a steel frame that needs to be inserted into my property to hold it up lest it fall down. And that's beyond my capabilities, so I've had to have the calculations done by a structural engineer. And there's a chance that could go in on the Thursday. Now I'm hoping it's Friday, and that Thursday at 5 o'clock I can be like, right, stop.
So
it's time for this.
I did see, are you talking about because in pictures you've shown, there's a fireplace in the center of a large carpeted room. Is that a load-bearing fireplace? Is that what you have to replace it with the steel thing?
Yes.
Oh, damn. That sucks.
Yes. Well, it's a long-winded tale. But the house has stood up 30 years on the original box lintels. And for those that don't know, every time you have a window or a door on the outside of a house, they're usually supported by something called a box lintel. What was surprising was that there wasn't proper steel in there already. So, did I buy a turkey? I don't know. Ask me in a year's time how this house is holding up. There's a lot of odd things about it, and it takes some getting used to. But it's just plow on.
It is what it is.
Just got to keep working at it. But yeah, I will definitely be doing everything in my power to be there for the live show. I'm really looking forward to it.
Should be good. Well, if you can't make it, Figments and I will do our best to put something together.
I believe in you.
My personality is that of an oyster. You can't do that to me.
We'll see how we go. So, I mean, look, this episode right here is a sign of potentially what's to come. If we get through this unscathed, then we should be okay for the live stream, hopefully.
Yeah.
But we'll see how we go.
That if is doing a lot of work in that sentence.
That's July 23, Australian time, 2 a.m. So that's going to be super fun.
I can tell Nick's going to be absolutely fucking pissed.
I have booked the day off, so that's okay. And
I'll take it when you say you've booked the day off, you've booked the whole of the 23rd, like the day after sort of 2 a.m.
Well, Australian time, it's 2 a.m. on the 24th. So I've taken the 24th off.
Okay, I get you.
Which is a Friday, which means long weekend.
Lovely.
Which is
Right,
really, really good.
After the show, you get to pass out.
Yeah.
Not wake up.
So as long as my family lets me sleep. So Microsoft has confirmed July 23. They've also confirmed there will be no hardware talk, no business talk. It's going to be just games, which I guess is a good thing. What else did they confirm? What else? There's actually been a lot of stuff in the news. So we've had...
Yeah, you have to fill me in. I have no idea what's been going on for the last week. Hit me up with some of the news.
I mean, they've obviously confirmed that Halo's going to be there. We've known that. It looks like there's going to be a pretty meaty gameplay demo of Halo. My estimate / guesstimate / maybe info suggests it'll be about a 10-minute gameplay demo of Halo. We obviously talked last episode about the other stuff. Initiative was going to be there. Now they're not going to be there. Fable should be there. What else? You know what? There's some stuff in the Rumourmill for later, so we'll talk about it then. What else happened in the news? Bad news for me. No one else seems to care. Kinect has been confirmed to not work with the next generation of Xbox consoles, which I'm not happy about.
It's the right thing to do.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It is not the right thing to do at all.
It is the right thing to do.
It is an accessory, and they said all our accessories will work.
All of the ones that everyone likes will work.
No, Kinect... and the funny thing is, I understood why the Xbox 360 Kinect didn't work on Xbox One. That I understood, because the 360 was actually doing most of the heavy lifting in terms of getting that camera doing what it's doing. With Kinect version 2, the reason that thing was so damn big was because a lot of the hardware and a lot of the grunt is in the camera itself. So theoretically, there's far less of an excuse for Kinect not to be supported going forward. USB 3 is already there, and there's the adapter for USB 3. We know the games would work. The actual games themselves would work. I don't know. I'm not happy about it. I hate the fact that I'm going to have to keep an Xbox One around.
It is what it is, you know.
I was in the run up to this whole house move. I was in a bed store looking for a bed. First observation was that mattresses are inordinately expensive, but then you are spending 8 hours of your day every day on them. Maybe they're worth the money. But in this particular store, they had a machine that had two sides to it. So, I could lay on this side and the wife could lay on this side, and it would measure how much you weigh and how you lay down and where your pressure points are. But what I was amused by was above me was a Microsoft Kinect filming every moment.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
you would be surprised at the weird places you find Kinect. I went and had a meeting at work like last year in the executive office up in the penthouse suite, I guess, of the building. And I walked into this very advanced meeting room to find that there was a 360 Kinect behind us. I don't know what it was doing there, but it was there.
Was there.
They seem to pop up in the weirdest places.
Someone really wanted to play Fable the Journey.
Oh, God.
So what else did we get? That was my Kinect rant. What else did we get? We got... there was a Velocity architecture article that went out, which was interesting.
Yeah, I can understand why they're doing that, because it's very cool. and Sony have played a very, very I wouldn't say clever, just repeating ad nauseum about how their SSD is the single biggest game changer in the entire universe. Don't worry about teraflops anymore, guys, because we've got less of them. And it's nice.
We've got less of the thing that actually matters for performance. So
it's not the be all and end all, but it's nice to see Microsoft say, no. You really need to understand what this architecture does. For game, for I/O throughput. So it was good to see them kind of slap back a little bit. I am surprised though, with the just pivoting slightly to the game showcase, that they did. Because I put a gamble, I said I reckon we'll see Lockhart next week, this week, whenever it's coming up, because I was under the impression that it would be a real moment for them to grab some attention by, bombshelling it, very similar style to the digital edition of the PS5 being revealed, because no one was expecting it. Now we're all expecting Lockhart, and I know that the Rumourmill says August in general. I just thought that they would go all out, but it's also nice to see that they've said no hardware, no services, no nothing talk.
It's just games.
Just games.
Yeah, it's good, I guess. But yeah, the Velocity architecture, I don't think there was anything new in that. It was just...
It was just a repeat of things we already knew.
Yeah, reiterating.
But considering Sony's been doing a great job of making themselves redundant by repeating how great the Kraken architecture, isn't it? On the PlayStation 5 is. Microsoft kind of needs to, repeat Velocity architecture a bit more. To be on the same footing, at least like mind share wise.
So. We also got, what else did we get? We got Project xCloud. I mean, we already knew Project xCloud was going to be part of Game Pass Ultimate when it released, but we have now been told it's going to release in September. Which makes me think that, for me, that's just further confirmation that the original plan was to release the Series X in September.
I'm telling you it was. I'm pretty sure. I'll tell you what I did find interesting is, and I'm sure this is probably on our news bucket list, and I'm having to check. And, I really do have to apologise to anyone watching on YouTube. Normally I have the rig, I have all the monitor. I've kind of got... I don't want to overtax this poor aging Surface Pro 4, so I've got like the Discord with our talking points on it here in front of me. I'm not being rude. But I'm just checking. Yeah. Oh, no, we have got it in there for later on. I was going to bring it up tangentially because it's kind of linked to this. So I might just skip ahead and do it. But, one of the things that got announced, or not announced, but kind of that became apparent this week, there was the Xbox One X and the Xbox One...
SADE.
SADE.
It's not the SAD. It is not the SAD. It is the SADE. It is the smooth operator.
Where's the H after that S?
It's
what?
Just the same singer.
No. SADE. The singer is called Sade, and it's still spelled SADE. Sade.
No,
but
it's sad.
What might not be
digital
readily apparent
edition
is that apparently in retail, Xbox Live Gold subscriptions are also disappearing.
The 12 month, yeah.
Isn't that strange? What have we been predicting for, a year?
Yeah. So we've been saying look, right now it's basically confirmation that gold is definitely disappearing. It's technically not... Yeah, either changing, disappearing... Something's happening to it. Now, whether that means multiplayer goes free, obviously that's another ballgame. I still think it needs to. I mean, they've been converting people to Game Pass Ultimate who had gold for over a year now. So, like, they were already sowing the seeds a long, long time ago.
Yeah. Exactly.
But you also have to like think and consider we might just be looking way too far into this. And it might just be because of COVID-19, people are buying subscriptions in mass, and you're losing a lot of the 12 months because those are the cheapest way to get subs.
I don't think they're going to reproduce them. But we'll see. But it is cool that Game Pass is coming out in September. I actually utilised it a little bit in the last couple of nights. and played some stuff on Game Pass, but just mostly to experiment with it. And they updated the Game Pass app on Android.
And iOS.
Really, really nice. Really nice.
I mean, I didn't think there was anything really wrong with the old one, personally. I thought the old one was fine.
Yep.
Wait, they updated the
It's
app?
even nicer.
Yeah, it's a little bit
Hold on a
nicer.
second.
I mean, there's a difference. I didn't notice anything hugely
Very
different.
slick.
Like, again, I was quite happy with it before, so whatever.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting. I'm just glad. My only thing is, it's great that xCloud is launching in September. My annoyance is that I don't think Australia is going to be part of that, which is
Tier 3 country, yeah?
quite annoying. Given that part of the goal of xCloud is to be on mobile devices, and as bad as Australia's landline internet might be, our cellular mobile internet is actually world class. Some of the best in the world, both 4G and 5G. So it's a little bit disappointing. Wow. Well, I mean, on our 4G network, at its best, can hit about 300 megabit download and like 150, 200 megabit upload.
That's pretty good.
And that's our 4G.
Really good.
And that's with ping of like 2025, which is pretty unbelievable for a 4G network.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So it's disappointing that our cellular is so good, and yet we don't see... Like, we'd be a good country to actually test xCloud with because of how good our networks are. But anyway.
So it's not over there at all? I
Nope.
think it's just data center location, isn't it? I'm sure.
Well, we
that
have
they had
we have a data center in Melbourne, and we have one in Sydney. But maybe they don't have the Xbox hardware installed in there yet. I don't know. I'm disappointed either way, because I actually reckon I'd use it a fair bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to use... I've tried to use Remote Play, but they don't support 4G with Remote Play, Sony. So
Yeah.
I want to stream, guys. Let me. Like, Jesus. Anyway, so that's coming in September. They didn't give a price on xCloud individually. They just said there'll be no extra charge as part of Ultimate. Which, again, we expected all that. So really, the biggest new news was the fact that it's September.
That's not
Which I
bad.
guess is good.
Definitely good.
What else did we get? We've got a few other things. Microsoft's going to be at the Gamescom digital event. Again, kind of expected that.
When's that?
August
It's
something.
like mid-August. It's like
So-
mid-August or late August.
So you have to wonder if that's going to be the August show. Will they just make it their Gamescom thing? Will they do a separate thing in August as well as Gamescom? I doubt it.
Yeah.
Can we just remark on how like pointless the whole labeling of this being the Summer Game Fest or whatever
Yeah, I know.
Jeff Keighley decided to call it was? Like, that initiative has been like, okay, I guess there's a few more conferences this summer spread out more.
Yeah,
That's
let's
about
be
it.
honest.
Like,
The way it was announced, the way it was framed when it was announced, made it sound quite enticing,
Huge.
intriguing. It has been a wet fart of sorts.
that's a good description.
I've disliked it thoroughly, and I don't care. All those
Yeah.
people that say E3 deserves to die. No, I'm sorry. This
Nah,
is
yeah.
not the preferred way of doing things.
I
Give
mean,
me
look.
back my glitzy shows.
Well, here's the thing. I think we can meet somewhere in the middle on this. Like, surely there's a compromise between Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, and all the rest of them spending God knows how much money on something that the majority of people watch on the internet anyway, rather than or a bunch of dodgy videos. Like, surely we can meet somewhere in the middle where we still have an official E3 week where everyone does their stuff in that 1 week, but they still do it in a high production
that
video
would be fine.
form.
It's the delivery method is not what bugs me. It is the drawn out.
Yeah,
Will
Yeah,
they, won't they
like-
cadence to
Yeah.
things.
yeah. And I
It's
understand.
ridiculous because it's just extending out the hype to...
Yeah,
People can't get hype over months. You need like explosive
short
one-off
punch.
events. Yeah, that short punch gets people more excited than
It's
a
just
single
it's
like
E3,
little
E3 is
jabs
Christmas
everywhere.
for video
Yeah.
games, and I miss that already.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have preferred the week, the E3 week. Everyone gets together and, again, do it via video. That's fine. Like that's okay. That's not an issue.
Gonna miss.
'Cause in the end,
I think
we all watch it on video anyway. So
I think my problem with that is even if I watched it on video, the half the fun of E3 for me was the screw ups, the memeable moments, the moment when what's his name?
Kudo's shoe. Bam.
No, Keanu Reeves walks out on stage and a fan says, "You're
breathtaking.
incredible. You're breathtaking," and then he says it back.
Yeah.
You're not going to get those moments in a pre-recorded video.
Yeah, I guess so.
And it's like that's half the fun of E3 is, they're like mistakes and they suck, like in terms of when you're the one making the mistake. But like sometimes it's not even just mistakes. Sometimes they're happy accidents where it's like you did a dumb thing, but everyone loves you for it. Like when everyone friggin' loved the former game director for the Ghostwire Tokyo, I think it is. Is that what the game's called?
I don't know. Is it
the
new?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. It was Ghostwire Tokyo. I'm sure it was.
Yeah. Ghostwire
from Tango Works.
Tango Gameworks, yeah. And it was originally led by the student, like the protege of Shinji Mikami, I think. And like the moment she presented that game, everyone like loved her attitude, loved the way she presented like her portion, the way she spoke, everything like that. And you get Keanu, you get people like her, you get the occasional dumb things that Sony does to drum up attention, like that
the flute,
stupid,
like the flute guy,
like the flute guy who's like standing up there in traditional Japanese garb, even though he looks like he's from North Minnesota.
I don't think anything will beat Microsoft's original Kinect reveal.
The
where
ponchos,
the space ponchos. I remember hearing a story about Itagaki, the guy, the original director of Ninja Gaiden.
Just cracked the shits in.
No, he came in and he looked around and he saw all the stupid stuff and he just turned around and walked out.
He just made like a tree and he left.
Yeah.
I know that joke doesn't work with past
or the moment that embarrassed
fan, Nick.
Or the moment that embarrassed Nintendo the most with their last E3 press conference of all time, where they debuted Wii Music. Yeah, and it was literally the dumbest thing that anyone had ever seen, and but they had so much fun with it on stage. Like they didn't even care that no one was no one was engaged with it. No, everyone was just like, "Oh my god!"
Kinect has provided a lot of good E3 moments though. Like, Kudo Tsunoda's showing his character.
Bam!
And it just all went.
Looping back around, the moment we're gonna lose all those E3 moments, all those glorious missteps, all those happy accidents that happened when we switched to a fully pre-produced show that gets broadcast online and has a huge budget, looks slick, looks clean, but I don't know, just lacks flavor to me. Yeah. I just like the live performance. It's more fun for me.
Yeah,
I mean, there's an argument for the crowd reactions too. I think that stands out more, obviously, with everything going on with sport around the world. The crowds aren't allowed, and I think people are starting to really understand how much crowds add to the sport stuff.
Add to the game, going back to watch the Halo Infinite reveal, the original one from I think 2018, right?
Yeah,
the crowd was roaring so loud, you thought the dang roof was going to drop down on those people's heads.
And when they announced 360 backwards compatibility.
When Sony had the E3 of Dreams, and almost every 10 seconds was the roaring of the crowd. you're never gonna get those moments with a pre-broadcast show. Yeah, you're gonna
Well,
get emote
we're
spam
probably
in a
not going to
Twitch
get those
chat.
moments again because I think after this year, I'm not sure if they'll go back to E3 in its traditional form.
And I really hope they do, but
Yeah,
I know
I
it's
don't know.
probably a
Board
lot more
member,
economical
so-
to do the pre-produced
What was that,
shows.
John?
Microsoft, Phil Spencer's a board member of the ESA that runs E3, so
Okay.
I would expect Microsoft to be there, and I would expect a big hoo-ha being made about, hey, we're back. Whether it's a live presence, because they're going to make it more. I think they're going to make it more of a Gamescom style public show, but they'll just skip the press conferences. You'll have the preambles and stuff like that. Microsoft, I think, will still do one. I don't know about Sony.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think Sony. I think the age of Sony doing them is done.
Yeah, I was going to say they'll just go like Nintendo now. They'll just do their own digital thing. I guess maybe I don't know. Microsoft being the American company still want to go big
And
or
even
go home.
you even see what I'm saying with like Nintendo Directs, where if there's a Smash announcement at a Nintendo Direct, you see footage of people at the NYC Nintendo store going mad crazy over like a new character being announced. Like they're all losing their minds, but that's the fun of those. That's the fun of those events. It's the fun of those announcements. It's just being there with the crowd and getting hyped.
Yeah, I guess so.
Speaking of new characters being announced,
I was just about to say. Speaking of exciting things.
Yeah.
Well, hey, look, it's not my kind of game. But it's nice to see that it's still getting
supported.
It's getting support. That's true. So, Bleeding Edge is getting a new character.
The Lebanese angel, Azrael.
Azrael, yeah.
I love that name, Azrael.
It's a good name.
Cool name.
It reminds me of a Diablo 3 thing, though. Like, I don't know.
It reminds me of Dogma.
Dragon's Dogma?
Yeah. No, Dogma, the Kevin Smith film.
The Kevin Smith movie.
Oh, okay.
Dogma. That is one of my favorite movies ever. Dogma.
It's a great little film.
Such a good movie. Absolutely love it. Jesus.
Just I'm really glad the game's getting support. It's just I've long since realized it's not for me.
Yeah.
So props to Ninja Theory for getting the chance to give it a shot. And being able to release it, but.
I still maintain that I can totally see Bleeding Edge as an IP moving forward in a different genre, like a scrolling beat 'em up, like a 3D Streets of Rage, and you can have these different characters that go along, and 4 of you go along beating the crap out of people. I can see it working as something like that.
Yeah, I think the multiplayer aspect was just too underdeveloped.
I like the fact that they were, allowed is a frustrating word to use because it implies that Microsoft is some sort of overbearing parent figure. But it's
technically the right word.
Yeah, but prior to acquisition, they obviously knew what they were cooking, and they didn't just say, "No, you're not making that." They let the team who were passionate about it go ahead and finish the game. So why not?
No, that's good.
Yep. But I also saw. And this surprised me. I did see this. There was one bit of news that surprised me because I occasionally check the Discord and see what's going on. Out of nowhere, Flight Simulator's coming out in August.
August 18th.
Yeah. Are you excited for those glorious 4K skyboxes?
It does look really good. I really I hope that you lean in on the fact that this is getting a lot more, just purely because it's a graphical powerhouse. It's getting a lot more casual interest. And I hope that I hope that they lean into that a little bit more because it's got multiplayer. Yeah. But it's flying from one place to another. So
it's going to be. I'm really interested to see what it looks like on Series X. Will it hold up against the PC version? Theoretically, it should.
Should do.
In theory, it should.
Yeah.
But that's going to be a very interesting Digital Foundry comparison when
I think performance-wise, it'll be similar between the two platforms. But I think the real judge of that game will be how well the Series X supports all the aviation peripherals that like real flight sim fans would want.
It won't.
And that's the big kicker here, is because a lot of people want to buy like Microsoft Flight Simulator because they have the full kit. They have a flight stick. They have a cockpit set up. They got like buttons and dials. Their desk is basically
I've got a hands-on throttle and stick.
Fake pilot's cabin. Like,
yeah,
you know.
I do want to play it, and I will definitely be cracking out the hot ass and flying around. And I imagine as I've got the hardware to do that, I might end up snagging the review joys of that. So it'll be an interesting review to write, because it's not a genre that I am overly au fait with.
I've never played it ever.
So yeah,
I played it on. I played the original like '90s version on my old PC, the one I used to have when I was a kid. Got it.
Yeah,
it looks amazing.
It does look absolutely
visually
gorgeous. And I know we were just talking about bleeding edge and passion projects. There's one passion project that I got to try recently, as I'm sure a lot of you guys did. That's coming out into early access on 28th of July, and that is Grounded. And I was really surprised.
Yeah, I hear
impressed.
That a lot.
I think that's going to be a hit. I think that's going to really, really get a lot of people playing it, because it's quirky, it's funny. The little attention to details from being so miniature are really, really well realised. I'm excited to see where this game goes. I'm really looking forward to trying that one out in its fully fleshed form.
The other thing I hear about it, and it was something I noticed in Bleeding Edge as well, again, for all its foibles, the one thing that surprised me about Bleeding Edge was actually how polished it felt. And I'm hearing the same thing about Grounded, that it's actually surprisingly polished.
Yeah, it wasn't janky. It was very well done. Spiders are terrifying. Like, I let my little boy have a go before the demo died, and I was like, just go over there. And he was like, what is? And it started like doing the dum 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 dum, like being chased by a spider. He was freaking out, man. He was freaking out. It was so funny. Don't worry, son. There's an arachnophobia mode.
It's good to hear such good things about it. I might give it a go when it actually launches.
Yeah, effectively, it's Ark. Did you ever play Ark, the dinosaur game? Yeah,
for like Ark, 2 seconds.
Yeah, I got Ark when it was first in early access on PC, and it was janky, but there was some charm there. But then it just got way over the top and complex and irritating to play. And this looks like a more amusing, way more polished idea of that game, but just not dinosaurs, but just being small. It does make me want to go and watch Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Yeah, because I haven't seen that in years, and that was a classic. But yeah, no, it's good. It's good. There's lots of good stuff. It's just
God,
it's all coming at the wrong time, man.
You just reminded me of something. So the last time I went to Disneyland with my friend, like last year, they used to have, when I was a kid, they had a theater in a giant theater in Tomorrowland where they used to play a 4D Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movie for like 30 minutes, right? And they got rid of it in favor of this dumb, I think it was like some dumb Marvel thing. And I don't know. I don't know why this just reminded me of that, but I hated it.
It's a bit of your childhood, mate, that you miss, and you lament that it's lost forever. Yeah.
I mean, it was a dumb 4D movie, but I mean,
it was fun. It was part of the charm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, if I'm looking at our list, I think that's the majority of the news. I think everybody and their dog is now just waiting.
Did we do the Japanese support?
No, you're right.
Yes, that's right. Phil. There was an interview on Jeux Video, the French site, with Phil, I think, and he mentioned Japanese support. And I mean, look, let's be real. He says this every time Japan is brought up.
It's an important territory for us.
Yeah, it's important.
We want to go out and win.
Yeah, we're working hard, and and he said that they're proud of what they have to show, which indicates that I think there's going to be some Japanese stuff at the July showcase.
Elden Ring?
Yeah, Elden Ring.
I've given up on that stupid game.
Nick,
Nick, come on! We need that verification. We need that sauce. Otherwise, we're never gonna make it to 2,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, I don't even know. I've actually asked and I haven't heard back.
I think Elden Ring was dramatically delayed by COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
100%. That game was so internally delayed. Like, that was easily a 2020 game that is now most likely a late 2021 game. Yeah. So whether we see it or not, who the hell knows? But speaking of delays, or do we want to keep talking about Xbox wasting their time with Japan?
I think if I'm guessing right, that once we hit community questions, a lot of it is going to be around July 23rd.
And which is kind of why we didn't delve too deep into the July show stuff, because there is a lot of community questions around it. So I guess that means then, before we get to community questions, we will go to the Rumourmill. And I did a pause for dramatic effect there because I'm going to add a sound effect later.
Okay,
for that.
Go. Good luck.
Now,
show me up.
The Rumourmill, quite a while back, and I never said anything because there was no game attached to this rumor, so I never brought it up.
Yeah,
sure.
But so something Phil said a while back, and again, Phil says a lot of things. Doesn't mean. Some of them are for show, some of them are true, some of them not so much. So they said, nah, if Halo needs to be delayed, it'll be delayed. And they said, nah, if the Series X needs to be delayed, it'll be delayed. And they're not tied to each other. One could be delayed without the other, blah, 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 blah. At the time, I was very skeptical. And I can tell you right now, that ain't true. There was no way known, A, Halo's being delayed, and B, Halo and the Series X are intrinsically linked to each other. And a couple of months ago, I was told... I've been told a couple of things. I was told a while back that it's all hands on deck for Halo.
Yep.
Like, there are other first parties helping out to make sure Halo gets out on time.
I'm not surprised.
We're talking everyone. We're talking, coalition. Like, there's this first party... A lot of first parties are helping out to make sure Halo gets there for launch. Now, what I was told a couple of months ago was that there is a first-party game that has been delayed. It was going to be a launch game, and it's not anymore. And it's been delayed to make sure Halo gets out on time. Now, I never said anything back then because there was no game attached. I didn't want to bring up a rumor like that without a game. So I got told the game the other day, and the game that is being delayed to 2021 to make sure Halo gets out on time is Forza Motorsport, or whatever the next Forza is. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean Forza's not going to be there July 23rd. I'm sure they'll still show it. I'm sure they'll still show it.
With a 2021 window, probably.
Yeah, it'll be announced for 2021. So, because let's be real, most people were expecting a new Forza this year.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. Everyone was expecting Forza to launch with the Series X. We all were. But Forza, and as I don't know for anyone that saw the episode with Charisma Williams, and Charisma says this a lot in the Discord, Turn 10 is probably Microsoft's most efficient studio, despite their size. The person that runs that studio is ridiculously good at what he does. So my guess is that's probably why Forza was sacrificed. Because Microsoft knows that they can turn that around on a dime if they need to. And have Forza come out whenever they want it to.
I think Game Pass changes their approach to launch slates and titles now anyway, because this is the first time ever a console is going to launch with
Halo.
Not since the OG Halo, but not just
OG.
with a massive title like that, but with all of my existing stuff. So you go into the shop and normally I'm going to buy buy Halo Infinite. Oh, the new Forza's here. I'll buy it to show off how good the games look. That's another 60 quid. Oh, I'll pick up that third party title. Okay, that's 120 quid. Great. I'll go and now it's just like, I'm just going to buy the console and everything is just available for me because I have Game Pass and because Microsoft first party just all goes in there. So I fully understand, considering it's a subscriber driven model now, they're not going to front load this. They're going to be like, right, Halo Infinite is day one. In a month's time, then the next first party title, and it might be a smaller one. And then in a month's time, it'll be the next big, and so on and so on, to keep that subscriber base ticking over and enjoying games. So that's the way I see it all kind of shaking out, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it should be good. So for those that were looking forward to potentially having a Forza game this year, you're not going to be getting one. That'll be next year, which is fine. I still think Microsoft, though, I don't know if they can just have Halo. I think
they won't just have Halo, but it won't be supported by other. I don't think there'll be other first party.
Yeah, see, I think there needs to be one. Like remember we said ages ago that Everwild could sneak into launch. I'm hoping maybe that's still a thing. We'll probably find out next week. I'm sure we'll know next week. Look, I'm deciding whether I say this or not. Okay. All right. I'm going to say something specific. I'm not going to go all the way with this because I'm very excited about what I was told today. But I was also told not to say anything. So I'm not going to say anything. But there is something that hopefully we'll be able to say very, very soon. And I'm probably frustrating some people by even saying this because I'm not going to say anything. But I did get told something today that is so ridiculously exciting, for me anyway. And I know for a lot of other people, and I'm deciding if I should even give a clue.
Go on, give a clue.
I don't want to get someone in trouble. That's all.
Tell me,
I did promise this person that I wasn't going to say anything. So
I think to be on the safe side, don't say anything. Yeah,
I
no
probably
clue,
shouldn't.
no nothing.
I probably shouldn't because they'll
watch. The clue is
podcast.
Enough. It'll be something that excites a lot of people.
Yeah, it's
right there.
Something's not dead. That's all I'm saying.
Thank God Banjo is back. Thanks for confirming it, Nick. Everyone, you heard it here
on
the podcast.
Where's
from Moon already confirmed that.
Where's Tomas from Blue Moon? Where is he? Where are you hiding him? Is he just going to pop up right there in the fourth quadrant there? And he's going to tell us he's been working on Banjo this whole time?
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold off on this rumor and whatever until I'm allowed to. But it's something I'm very, very, very excited about. But
awesome.
Yeah, that'll do. I guess
I'm excited,
for the Rumourmill.
Nick, I'm excited because you're excited.
Yeah,
good job, buddy.
Because I mean, as you guys know, I don't get excited about a lot. So
no, you're dead inside. It's true.
For me to be excited, it's got to be something cool, right?
If the game isn't Streets of Rage 5, Nick doesn't even wake up out of his bed.
Yeah, maybe. So that's it for now for the Rumourmill. There is some other stuff probably coming down the line with the Rumourmill, but Forza being delayed is all I got for now.
Fair enough.
Fine.
So I guess we move on to community questions now.
Yeah, shoot.
100%.
So we'll start with the Discord. So we've got Proven, and he says, hype. What are your final expectations for the July 23rd show in terms of hype levels? All right, I'm going to say the same thing that I say for every single Microsoft show. I'm a broken record on this. Please temper your expectations. I'm not saying it's not going to be a good show. Don't get me wrong. But just please understand that Microsoft's idea of a megaton, Microsoft's idea of hype, Microsoft's idea of a big deal is very, very different to the traditional hardcore gamer reset poster, whatever you want to call it. It's just like, for Microsoft, having a PUBG limited edition controller is a big deal. Like that's where your headspace has to be with Microsoft when you're talking about hype levels. You know, we know Halo's going to be there, and I can tell you right now, guys, Halo looks amazing. Like it's going to be. I've been bullish on Halo for the longest time, and I remain bullish to this day. Like, what you've seen in those trailers is very, very close to what we'll be getting. If not, it's probably going to end up being exactly what we get. I'm surely 343 have learned after Halo 4 and Halo 5. They have to have learned by now. Again, we're going to get good stuff. We'll probably get Forza. I'm sure we'll get a bit more in depth with Everwild. We've already been told, as we told you guys in the last episode, we're getting Obsidian's new RPG announced. So it's going to be a good show.
Come on, out of 10. Give us a hype level out of 10.
No, that's not a scale that Nick understands. Is it Streets of Rage 4 or Streets of Rage 5? Next game or the current good game? Which is the hype level?
What? What are you talking about?
I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't know. How hyped are you
out
for
of 10
it?
is easiest to understand. If you had to
Again,
slap
I'm giving my opinion based on how I know places like Reset treat this stuff, based on how people in the Discord treat this stuff. I am going to preemptively predict an 8 out of 10 show. That's where I'm going with.
That's pretty good.
If you use the full 10-point scale, that's really good.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm gonna be ever the optimist, right? I think that people are going to be very surprised. I think that Halo, in particular, is going to leave people's jaws on the floor, depending upon how much detail they go into. But yeah, I would be, as a Halo fan, incredibly excited about
10 out of 10
the future of
for Halo. 8 out of 10 for the show, 10 out of 10 for Halo. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm probably going to I'm going to say that my hype levels are probably around a 9. Because outside of Halo, there are other things that we've heard and we know might be coming down the pipe that are really, really going to just change the conversation. Finally, hopefully,
it'll be good to see
Microsoft's
Fable finally.
First party organization.
It'll shift the fanboys onto a new goalpost.
Of course. There'll be
the goalpost being the SSD is still the best thing known to man.
Yeah,
that's the current one at least. And then when the games release and all the PlayStation 5 exclusives are 1440p to the Series X is 4K, and the 4K gets to run them at higher frame rates, and the Series X has to run them at higher frame rates. Then we'll see where the goalposts shift again.
I think that's getting lost a little bit in the discussion. Like we had a little bit of a discussion about it in the Discord about visuals and that sort of stuff, and I just think people are forgetting that, even what we've seen of Halo, and you've seen some idiots and like, oh, Halo doesn't even look next gen. Like, I think people are forgetting that. So what we saw in those trailers is most likely representative of what we are going to be seeing in the game on Series X.
Yeah.
Now, let's not forget, that's at 4K 60. That's not 1440 30. It's not 1080 30. It's not checkerboard 4K 30. It's 4K 60 that was running at. In a game that is most likely going to be, at minimum, semi-open world.
And that's probably, at least for the frame rate wise, that's a locked 60 if Halo 5 is anything to go by.
Imagine
if the never going down.
Imagine if the multiplayer specifically hits the target 120.
120. Mm-hmm.
God. Without sacrificing graphic fidelity.
So good.
Oh my God.
It's going to be so
good.
Like, what is the conversation on Era going to be? What's the conversation on Twitter going to be?
They'll find some bullshit to complain about and just, it doesn't look next gen. And,
the LODs aren't as good as the demo on Unreal 5.
Just shut up.
Just enjoy the games, guys, boys and girls.
Shut up.
Enjoy the games.
Okay. So yeah, we're reasonably excited.
You guys, I didn't say my hype level.
Okay.
Oh, guys, you're right.
Apologies.
Apologies, Figments. What are your hype levels?
It's gonna be, I'm gonna say 7.5.
Well, a little bit
I'm
more
going to say a
reserved.
lot of the reason why it's that high is because of Halo and because of all the cool things we've been hearing. But I know deep in my soul, somehow Microsoft is going to make it awkward.
Yeah,
At
they'll
several
do something,
key
and that's what I
points
mean.
throughout
That's why I
their
say
broadcast.
you got to
Like-
temper expectations with Microsoft. You have to.
They're going to make it awkward. They're going to do some dumb thing that everyone is going to piss and whine about in the chat. Like, it's just inevitable at this point. We've seen too many inside Xboxes. This just who Microsoft is. Be happy, be excited for the games. I'm through the roof on what we're probably going to be seeing. But in terms of the presentation, it's probably going to make me laugh really badly. Yeah. And it's not going to be a pretty laughter either.
and that's why I said that.
Fair enough.
And there is actually a comment that's not a question. It's a comment that's mixed in with the questions from, I guess you'd call him a friend. Crimson Eclipse. Considering Ed is there, it will be a 2 out of 10 on the hype level scale. You should know this. See what I mean? I'm known as Mr.
You've got a reputation to
I've
keep
got a
up
reputation.
With,
I think one day even Clodbrill was like on the verge of like leaving the Discord and just being like, "You're too much for me. I can't handle you."
Because you're too much of a sourpuss. Yeah,
yeah, that's right. So if I'm saying 8 out of 10, come on, that's pretty good.
Negative Nancy's out, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next question, Don Cabeza. Do you think a flight simulator timeframe for Xbox will hit anytime soon? And is Gears Tactics likely for launch with Series X? That's an interesting one, flight sim for Xbox. I mean, we sort of mentioned it before, but I don't know. I reckon that might be next year, 2021.
Yeah, I think it'll be a 2021 thing.
Yeah.
I do think though that Gears Tactics as a launch title
day
for Series X is a really
that could be that could be the first party support game for Halo.
I
maybe.
think, yeah.
Yep.
I think at this point though, the interesting thing to think about is when Age 4 is going to launch and how that launch is going to look like, because they did say that they are considering at some point bringing it to console. Is that going to be the barometer for
they wouldn't? I don't know why they wouldn't.
But my point is that the barometer for whether or not Microsoft will either adapt Age to a controller or say screw it, you're going to need a keyboard and mouse to play this game.
Yeah, I think that's what they'll do.
I think if they do that, that's the thing though. If they do that, like then we can start seeing a ton of games come out from different publishers, because now precedent has been set saying, look, some games can only support keyboard and mouse, which means like if it's a hyper competitive shooter, like it's probably only going to support keyboard and mouse on Xbox.
But that's fine. But what I don't understand is why is that a problem? Like if you want to buy Dance Central, guess what? You got to have Kinect. If you want to play, I don't know, Guitar Hero, I mean, I know it's technically playable with a controller, but for all intents and purposes, you have to have the guitar. Like, it's not the end of the world to say to someone, hey, Age of Empires is a PC game, but you know what? We'll bring it to Xbox. You just have to use a mouse and keyboard. That's all.
Yeah.
Like, it's really
just have it on the box. Mouse and keyboard required.
Like,
but
just do it.
Age 4 being the barometer, I think whatever happens with Age 4 in regards to input methods, we're likely going to see something similar with Flight Sim. If of course, Flight Sim goes after Age. If Flight Sim goes before Age, then who knows? But,
I think you'll probably see something a bit more arcadey being allowed for Flight Sim. So either you'll have the Destiny style move the stick to highlight things and press them, or it will be very arcadey flight controls where you'll have, you'll hold the left trigger to activate another set of commands, and it'll be very convoluted. Elite Dangerous can do it. On console.
Oh god, Elite Dangerous controls on the gamepad that's something to get used to.
It's not fun.
You have to get used to that. It's just if you leave the game for a while, you just forget those controls.
It's funny we're having this discussion because it leads into Tactics quite well, because I've tried playing Tactics with a controller on Windows PC and wasn't intuitive to say the least. So
that game was designed for a keyboard and mouse.
But
so my assumption is that's the delay.
Yeah, Tactics though at the same time, because it's turn-based, you can afford to have a slightly more clunky control method, because
it's still not great.
You can take as long as you need to take your turn, kind of thing.
But if most of the time you spend on your turn is like fighting with the controls. That isn't really fun
not
time
fun.
to
No,
spend.
I agree. I'm just saying I think Gears Tactics is more likely to be there, considering it was already being worked on from a pad support perspective.
Well, yeah, we
as a
said
Series X launch title.
we said quite a while back that we assumed that the gap in release between PC and Xbox was probably to fine tune the controls.
Yeah.
For a controller, because really, what other reason could there realistically be? So hopefully it controls as well as, say, Halo Wars does with a controller.
Yep.
But we're quite confident, Don, that Tactics will be there day one with Series X. I mean, I wonder if they'll mention that at the July 23 show. Or will they
I
save
reckon
it for
that's
Gamescom?
a pre-show announcement.
Yeah, pre-show, the Keeley pre-show.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure
there'll be world
super
premieres and
genuinely excited
exclusives
about.
on that pre-show as well. So yeah, there's plenty to look forward to. I think it's likely, but I do think Flight Sim in general is going to be a 2021 thing for console at least.
Yep.
Yeah.
The next question, which we have kind of covered. Oh, let's be real, we have covered. From Ashen. Now, we do know that Halo Infinite's campaign will be shown in all its glory at the Xbox Showcase event 5 days from now. But do you, and in brackets, seriously, believe that it will totally meet the exceedingly high expectations of some of the hardcore Xbox fans, not only on this Discord and era, but also around the world as well? That it will shatter their image of what a true next-gen game will look and play like, coming off from the PlayStation 5 event in June? I'm sorry. To me, so if we work off the assumption that Discover Hope is indicative of what Halo Infinite looks like, that already looks better than anything Sony showed. I'm sorry. You can deny that because PlayStation's the market leader and it's not cool to say Xbox is better. But that Discover Hope trailer looks better than anything Sony showed in June. I'm sorry, it just does. If you have functioning eyes, it just does. And that's working off the assumption that that's what Halo Infinite's going to look like. So if the expectations are Halo Infinite is going to look like the Discover Hope trailer, then yes, I think it's going to meet it. Will it exceed it? No. But I think that is what, like that moment where, and I think we may have spoken about this before, that moment in that Discover Hope trailer where we switch into Chief's visor, and all of a sudden you see all the boot up stuff happen and all that sort of thing. That to me is what, like that's the game. Like that is what we will be seeing when we're playing Halo Infinite. Like that, I wouldn't be surprised if that is the start of the game. Like that is where the game starts. You're out in space with that dude who's been stuck out there for ages. He wipes the glass. There's Chief. He brings Chief in. We go into Chief's visor. He gets all excited that the Chief's alive. He says, "Hey, Chief, let's test all your systems and see if they're still working. Look up, Chief. Look down, Chief. Look, Chief." You know, that's going to be the game. And come on, man, you can't tell me that didn't look unbelievable.
Yeah,
like
I agree with you. I think it's going to be very, very pretty, and it's going to blow people away. Particularly Halo fans. There will still be some points of contention. I fully expect things like the argument for or against things like sprint or smart. What was it? Smart Link with the semi-fake aim down sight
ADS.
stuff.
The visual ADS.
Spartan abilities, all of that stuff. I expect that to, as for every Halo release, go right up to the surface, and you'll have Halo fans arguing the granular. But from a general consensus point of view, I think that it will not only meet expectations, but it will exceed them.
it does help. Yeah. It does. Infinite. This is going to sound weird, but Halo Infinite has an advantage on its side that most people wouldn't expect. And that advantage is the fact that Halo 4 and Halo 5 lowered expectations of future Halo games. So it actually has that working for it because, yeah, like, so for example, you know, I think Ratchet and Clank was the best thing Sony showed. It looked amazing. But when you see Ratchet and Clank on PS4 and Ratchet and Clank on PS5 side by side, the leap suddenly doesn't look as huge. But that's a testament to how amazing the PS4 game looked. So, a bit of diminishing returns there. The PS4 Ratchet and Clank already looked stunning. So when you see it next to the PS5 version, all of a sudden the PS5 version, it still looks stunning, but that leap isn't quite there. Now, when you put Halo 5 up against Halo Infinite, all of a sudden that leap looks giant. But that's because Halo 5 set the bar as low as it did because of all the sacrifices that had to be made.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the media's reaction to Infinite.
And remember, we got the split screens back as well. We got split screen back too. Let's not forget that.
I'm stunned that that's even possible.
Yeah.
It might actually be so the thing on the split screen that I've been thinking about recently is that it might be feature locked to the Series X.
Nah, One X will have it.
You think? I think it probably will be feature locked.
If it's feature locked,
the OG Xbox will have it.
You reckon?
Nah, there's no way they'll feature lock something like that out.
Not from the main.
Not from their main console currently consumer base.
That's gonna be so rough on base Xbox One. That is gonna.
Yeah, I
be
do think
so
the performance
rough.
on base Xbox One is going to be an interesting thing to
Oh
look at.
man, I feel sorry for anyone that's playing it.
I fully expect them to just ignore the fact that the base Xbox One version exists for the most part. Be like, shut up, buy the new console.
I feel sorry for anyone.
Before we move
on
from Halo, though.
Yeah,
because it's just got me thinking here with my noggin. Do we think? I'm fairly sure there's a community question that covers this, maybe in Twitter or something. But do we think they're going to announce price at the 23rd event?
No. They said no business, no hardware, no business. Nope.
Just games.
That'll probably be at Gamescom.
Yep.
The price.
I still think they're going to delay announcing the price as long as they can until Sony is forced to announce first.
That whole cat and mouse thing's giving me the shits now. I'm over that. Just announce your damn prices, seriously. We're all grown adults. Just do it, for God's sake.
Yeah, but there's also marketing tactics. This is a war, There's a console war to win.
Unless Microsoft's price... I've got news for you. I've got news for you, right?
To win over.
Unless Microsoft's price is $299 for the Series X and Sony's price for the PS5 is $799, it's not going to make a lick of difference. Honestly, it's not going to... Just announce the damn prices. Seriously. It's not going to make a lick of difference. The PlayStation 5 is going to outsell the Series X. Shocking. Like, it doesn't matter what the price is. Unless the price gap is, like, ridiculously ginormous, it is not going to make a difference. Just announce the damn prices. Anyway. Halo's going to be amazing, Ashen. Whether you believe it or not, buddy. Okay.
Hex has got a question.
Hex has got the last question in the Discord. And this is an interesting question, and I'd like to ask Sick about it. When's the next special guest that we can... and can we have a hint of who it is? Now, it's interesting. Jeff Grubb was going to be on our last episode.
He was.
He was going to be, and then...
scheduling last minute scheduling conflicts.
And it's funny because we mentioned
it was July 4th weekend and stuff.
Yeah. So and we mentioned Initiative not being at the July show, and then not long after we recorded that episode, Jeff Grubb mentioned it on Twitter, which was funny. We actually technically beat him to the punch on that one. Now there was a while ago, Sick, you had mentioned a guest and or guests.
Yeah,
that we were supposed to have around July. Have we heard from them? Can we say who it's meant to be or no?
I think we can. I think I can say. So we'd reached out to the team at Obsidian about getting them on to talk about Grounded. So this would have been, I think it's Adam Brennicky and his team to come on and just chat about Grounded and talk us through things. We had some discussions about pegging it for around now with their comms guy. I have to admit, with the house move and stuff, for anyone watching or listening, you've got to remember that none of us do this for a living. Unfortunately, real life can sneak in and kick us in the face. But I will reach out again. It would be great to get them on. After early access is launched, and talk to them and see how they feel it's gone. And
it could be a blessing in disguise, because now it gives us the opportunity to potentially talk about the new game as well that we're going to see at the showcase. So it could be a blessing in disguise.
Very true. Very true.
But yeah, we did hear a while back, like literally months. It was actually quite a while back that we might get Obsidian on, and we've been sitting on that for a long, long time. So we can keep a secret if we need to. Okay.
Yeah.
So
we're here for you, baby.
Yeah. So Hexa, maybe we might be getting hopefully someone from Obsidian on.
Yeah.
I also spoke to our friend Adam Isgreen. We'd love to have him back on again, and he said he might soon, and hopefully we can talk about Age with him.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Chris McEntee was very popular, and he said he'd love to be on again.
He makes everyone look bad, though.
Yep,
he's a heartthrob.
He does. In the same way, Henry Cavill is representative of how all PC gamers look, right?
Yeah.
The leader of the PC gaming master race.
Yeah, he's so beautiful. Anyway,
it's no longer Gabe in. It's
the man crush you have on Henry Cavill.
I love Henry Cavill.
It's pretty hardcore, bro.
I legit.
He's a cool dude. Like you see him in interviews. You see him interacting with people. He is honestly just the chillest dude. Like,
and just when you see him in Superman, that moment in Superman where he comes out of the water after saving those guys from the oil rig, and he's like topless, and he's like,
all right, okay, this is getting into. This is getting into some serious weird territory.
It's homoerotic right now.
Okay, so we'll move on to questions on Twitter.
Are you sure that those F-bombs at the beginning of the stream are the thing that's going to get us into
this is an explicit episode now. Forget it. This is an explicit episode now. So now we move on to Twitter questions. I'll get rid of Discord so it's not distracting me.
Yeah.
iPad. Okay. Our friend who asks a lot of questions, Hypernova474. Which unannounced title do you think will be the most liked out of the rumours we've had so far? Fable, Obsidian, AAA RPG, Perfect Dark, etc. Which one are you guys looking forward to being announced the most? Well, we know
Obsidians.
That Perfect Dark's / initiative, whatever, isn't going to be there. I wonder if I should have mentioned that in the Rumourmill and what I heard about Perfect Dark. Anyway. For me, Fable. For me, because I'm not a big traditional RPG guy. Unless Obsidian's is something really cool and with a little bit more of an action bent, maybe.
Yeah.
But at the moment, Fable, because it's been such a long time.
Well, as far as anyone knows, Chris Avallone, the venerable person that he is, I'm being sarcastic, by the way, for anyone who can't tell. He did a remark a year ago or something on some random forum that while he was making fun of Obsidian and Josh Sawyer, which is one of the lead designers still of the company, that Josh's new pet project is a Skyrim-esque game.
Yeah.
So if Avalon is to be believed, and that is still the case, then we could probably see some medieval high fantasy-ish kind of game coming from Obsidian.
Then Fable, cool. If that's the case, then it's Fable for me.
Yeah.
None of you are looking forward to Battletoads?
No. John is trying to look for a Battletoads fan.
If only Funknown was still here.
I know.
He'd be standing for Battletoads, no doubt.
He'd be standing for him still. I am really looking forward to Fable. But I'm actually looking forward to the games that we don't know about. We know that there's the open secret of, Playground were tipped to pick up the Fable IP. We know, we've heard the rumours about the Initiative and Perfect Dark, even though that's kind of not quite right. We know, for example, that there might be a fantasy RPG coming from Obsidian. I'm looking forward to the things that come out completely out of left field. Like, oh yeah, we're making something new, boom, what? I want that moment for me.
They surprise everyone. They surprise everyone with Killer Instinct at the 23rd show.
No, I'm talking brand new. And just something that I'm not going to be expecting. I'm going to be expecting an RPG from Playground that's Fable. I'm going to be expecting an RPG from Obsidian that's Skyrim-esque that might be in the Pillars universe, as an example. I'm looking forward to something that is totally off of my radar that I'm not going to see coming. That's what I'm kind of excited for.
That is why I said temper expectations, because
you don't think.
I'm not sold that Microsoft is going to have a surprise. That's why I said to people I'm expecting the things we know about and or are expecting. Halo, Fable, Forza, maybe Gears Tactics, Everwild, Obsidian's thing. Like, that's all I'm expecting. I'm just expecting the stuff we know about and or the stuff we're expecting anyway. So I'm not 100% sure and or sold that there will be a surprise. Like, oh my god, guess what? Crimson Skies is coming back. Oh my god, guess what? Viva Pinata is back. Like, I'm not expecting anything like that myself. If it happens, awesome, but it's not a thing I'm expecting. That's all.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm expecting it. I want that to be a thing.
Oh, of course,
I want to be surprised. But yeah. Good question, Hypernova.
Yeah.
Good question.
Next question by @SocialScruffy. Hey guys, I'd love to hear your opinions on the potential for xCloud. Have you tried it? What did you think? Is it responsive enough for core gaming? Sick?
So first off, Scruffy, I did a video on our YouTube channel that goes into some of the detail. You can see. Yeah, you can see some of what it's like on Wi-Fi, what it's like on 4G. I think that they are approaching it in the right way. Stadia tried to sell you a dream of the future that doesn't exist yet. Right? xCloud is additive. All right, you've got your local
complementary.
Hardware, but hey, if you want to play a turn-based game on the go that doesn't require super low latency response times like a first-person shooter or something, you can. And hey, you can play a first-person shooter. You just kind of have to mentally trick yourself. I think it's really good. I think the technology is genuinely remarkable.
Impressive.
It's very, very cool to be able to do. I'd love to see them come out with and that reminds me, I was actually tempted to buy the Razer Kishi, I think it's called. If you haven't seen it, it's a Switch style thing, and you just clamp your phone in the middle. Yeah, rather than what I've been using currently, which is the bracket on the pad, and it's all top heavy,
that's what
and
I've
the
been
phone
using.
wants to fall over. But long and short is, if you're out and about, or if you're stuck, I've used it in hotel rooms when I've been overseas for work. It's cool. It's really, really cool, and it works surprisingly well. But it's not going to replace local hardware anytime in the near to mid future. It is an additive to your gaming habits. If you have a game that you kind of want to, do Destiny and do a strike or two during your lunch break at work, you now can, and that's a cool world to live in.
Having said that, I think there will be games, Gears Tactics being one of them, that are perfectly suited to xCloud today.
Yep.
Like, it'll
That's
be
a very good
completely
shout.
and utterly... There will be games that... Like Tactics is a turn-based strategy game. You don't need
to
be
super
super
low
responsive.
latency.
You don't need...
Yep.
So something like... Even an action-adventure RPG, maybe that's a little bit slower paced, you can probably get away with as well. You ain't going to be playing Modern Warfare on this thing right now. Anything competitive is what you'll be avoiding at the moment.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, it's doable and it works, but it doesn't work in the way that your brain is quite clever. Once it realizes what the delay is, it kind of compensates for it, and you'll find the controls start to feel better. It's very clever in that way. But regardless, you're always going to be ousted by someone playing on local hardware. But if
Yeah.
you're playing a campaign of like Halo Infinite on launch
Yeah.
day, you'll be able to use Game Pass for that. I mean,
Yeah.
think about that, right? Launch day. I wonder if the console's going to have a feature where you can just boot the game straight up and it just logs it into the xCloud servers. Could be cool. Could be cool. Yeah, definitely worth a watch though. Maybe I'll revisit it when it fully launches and I'll do another video.
I'd like to be able to.
Tier 3 country.
Next question from @NerdPropellant. Number 1, what are some potential third-party titles you guys think might show up at the showcase? Number 2, also, it seems the hour-long pre-show with Jeff Keighley will have some world premieres. Ideas what might drop there. Third parties. Now, I was actually told, I guess this is a slice of Rumourmill to it, I was actually told that there was some third-party stuff that was going to be at Microsoft show that's not anymore. I just wasn't given titles, which is why I haven't said anything all this time, but now that the question's been brought up, figured I'd say it. So I don't know what those titles were, but there was some third-party stuff that was going to show at Microsoft show that's been pulled, or they've moved, or something like that.
Yeah.
So it seems there's not going to be as much third-party as there may have been originally. But again, I haven't said anything all this time because if I don't know the names of the games involved, I'd prefer not to say anything, just like how we talked about Forza being delayed. I got told about the delay months ago, but because I didn't have a name attached to it, I didn't want to say anything.
It's not worth a mention, yeah.
So, in terms of third parties that might show up, just literally a few hours ago, I think, there was like a 4chan attempted leak for this show.
Oh, God, really?
And it meant, what does it mention? What does this leak mention? You know what? Let me bring up my little thing here. And I can tell you what this leak says. So, it says, Yakuza Kiwami 3, Dead Rising 5. It calls Forza Metro. Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. What? Saints Row 5 Dynasty. There's a game called Dynasty. And it's got Fable Legacies. That's what they think it's going to be called. So I guess in terms of third party, that's what's a rumor at the moment. Yakuza Kiwami 3, Dead Rising 5, Saints Row 5. To be honest, you know what? Everyone's laughing at the Dead Rising 5 one. I reckon I believe it. Because quite a while back, Capcom mentioned that Dead Rising 5 will probably happen. And Dead Rising 3 was quite successful. Dead Rising 4 was not. So I could totally see a scenario where Capcom have partnered up with Microsoft again for Dead Rising 5. I'm not saying it's happening, but of all of those in that list, Yakuza Kiwami, I don't know. I'm not up with Yakuza, sorry. So is Kiwami 3 something that exists or no?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I know there's Kiwami 2, but is Kiwami 3 a thing?
I don't know.
If it's not, I don't see them announcing it at Microsoft's show. I guess it would be a big deal because it's always been known as a Sony thing, so that would be kind of like your Final Fantasy 13 moment, I guess. Just not on that same level.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. If Kiwami 3 is already a thing, then isn't it just like the Game Pass announcement? I don't know.
Yeah.
As to the pre-show I think is where we will get those smaller announcements. Like, hey, these Japanese games are coming to Game Pass, like we got with the Yakuza.
Here's Battletoads.
Yeah, definitely relegate Battletoads to the pre-show. Don't give it airtime in the main show. That's probably where we'll see that sort of stuff.
Oh, don't worry. They'll give it time in the main show, and it'll be having an extra 15 minutes of in-depth dev talk that no one asked for.
Battletoads, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on now. Battletoads is going to be all right. They've taken it back and they've given it another lick of paint. Let's see what it turns into.
Unless they have completely changed the art style on it and completely changed how it's going to play. No. This is a tangent. My vision for Battletoads would have been, I don't know, did you guys play Double Dragon Neon?
No.
No.
Okay. Double Dragon Neon, in terms of feel, in terms of visual style, in terms of just everything, is how I would have envisioned Battletoads coming back. Not that that's amazing or anything, but it's way better than what we've seen we're getting so far. I even would have preferred Battletoads came back in the same way Streets of Rage 4 did. I don't know, just something about what they've shown just looks so not right.
I've played it a lot. I played it for about an hour. It's a side-scrolling beat-em-up.
Yeah, I know, but like that comment coming from someone that doesn't really play them and isn't into them means nothing. No offense. Like, for example, we had a friend of ours who played Streets of Rage 4 at XO19, and they said to myself and a friend of ours, Gus, who's a big Sega guy like I am and was super into Streets of Rage like I am, and this person said to us, Streets of Rage didn't feel right, and we were like panicking a little bit. And then Streets of Rage came out. Now, I don't know if Streets of Rage changed between when they played it and when it came out. I don't know. I'd have to ask them. But Streets of Rage is amazing. So...
Well, I would say that Battletoads didn't feel right. It was too slow. I didn't hate the art style, though. The art style is just the art style. It looks surprisingly good on a 4K screen. It just the movements didn't translate quite rightly between.
And that's how it looks. It looks controller. Slow and sluggish.
Yeah,
like to the detriment of
sluggish.
To the detriment of the gameplay of the combat.
Yeah,
that's how it looked. So I don't know. There's just a lot about that game that doesn't seem right. But if you're gonna show it, show it during the pre-show. Definitely don't waste time during the main show with it.
Yeah.
Our friend Jay Singh, who I can never tell whether he actually watches the podcast or not. Based on this question right now, will we see Elden Ring or the Initiative new game? Elden Ring I've given up on, and the Initiative, we said it in the last episode, it's not going to be there. They're the very simple answers to that question, Jay Singh. The next question is from @BlackheartJV, Johnny Vinyl. I have no idea what this question means. The question just is, Doritos Crash Course?
And our answer is yes.
What?
That's it. Next question.
What is that?
Yes.
Doritos Crash
Yes.
Course. God, could you imagine if they announced Doritos Crash Course 3?
Yeah, next gen.
Could you imagine? And that was our surprise.
Sponsored by Jeff Keighley. Doritos Pope.
Okay. Oh, new question. Ask a person. At Dan Crane 212, who is
he's on Reset Era.
Resetera poster. He's also in the Discord. Any particular games you're holding off to play on new hardware? Waiting to see how the currently unsteady Sekiro smooths out on the Series X myself. This is a cool question because I'm doing exactly this with Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch Cyberpunk.
I know when Cyberpunk was first announced, I was like, yep, I'm not going to play that on Xbox One. I'm going to wait
for the
Series X.
Like, especially with all the effects you see going on in those preview trailers, if that's anything close to the actual console product on Series X, screw getting the lower tier version. That's going to run like absolute crap.
Well,
like you are doing a disservice to yourself.
You'll have the lower tiered version automatically.
What was that?
Just saying. With smart delivery, you'll have all the versions automatically. So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing the same thing with Last of Us 2. I've got a Pro right here, and I ain't playing Last of Us 2 on the Pro. I'm going to play that on PS5, for sure. But on the Xbox side of it, Cyberpunk. That'll be the game that I...
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Valhalla as well. If I ever try that, I'm not going to try it on the OG console. I'll try it on the Series X, but even then, I was just like, it's another Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I know. And that's part of the reason I kind of not interested in Ghost of Tsushima. Like, I think I'm done with... I don't know. I'm just done with that stuff, I guess. The whole open world, friggin' do a million things, I don't know. I think I'm just done with it. I'm just done. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's like work. It's like another job.
It is like work.
It's just... I'm trying to force my way back into Origins again, and I'm just like, there's so much to do.
I love the feel of a new gen. Revitalises my gaming mojo.
Your mojo?
My mojo.
It does. It's good. So yeah, thanks Dan Crane. That's a good question. Cyberpunk for me.
Yeah.
At Baker Street 226, what do you think will be the difference between current gen and next gen Halo Infinite? Kind of covered this. Only the graphics and FPS or other technical limitations, e.g. Nemesis system of Middle Earth only on next gen? Like we said earlier, man, Halo Infinite's going to be rough on base Xbox One. Like, it's going to be... I'm not going to throw around the word unplayable, but, man, it's going to be straddling that line real hard. Hard.
I would definitely expect 720p on OG Xbox. If I had to guess,
30
I would expect
as
that.
well. It ain't no way it's running at
30
60.
FPS. Yeah, the multiplayer will run at 60 on all consoles minimum.
Yeah.
But I think the campaign and everything on the base, very similar to how Gears 5 did it on the base Xbox. Everything apart from the One X was 30 FPS for campaign.
And to be fair, let's not forget, 343 did say that the Slip Space engine was being built with Xbox One in mind. And being optimized.
Maybe we'll be surprised.
Yeah, maybe. I still personally expect it to be very rough myself. Not something you'd want to experience. Given how cheap One X's are being cleared out at the moment, sell your base Xbox One, buy a One X just so Halo runs decently. Seriously. Don't play it on a base Xbox One, please. Don't do that. Don't do that. Joe Muncher didn't so much ask a question, but he sort of just said, talk about Phil's Japanese support quote. Which we did.
You're welcome, Joe Muncher.
Yeah, he. It's good that he's still pushing so hard for the Japanese support, I guess. I think next generation, I don't even know if Microsoft will bother releasing Xbox. I know that he's not asking about hardware, but I don't even know if Microsoft will release Xbox hardware in Japan next gen. I reckon they'll just chuck xCloud and Game Pass on Switch and call it a day. It's like, here you go. The Nintendo Switch is the Xbox. Just use that.
I wouldn't put it past them, to be honest.
It's just... From a hardware perspective, I understand the game argument and why they need to keep supporting Japanese games and getting Japanese games on the system. I get all that. But the hardware, just stop wasting the time and effort. Just stop. Japan doesn't want it. They don't want the console. Just stop. Don't worry about it. Anyway, the last question on Twitter is from @KeelHall. That first L is a 1. Is gold going away? We basically covered that. It is. It's going.
Yeah, we 100% think it's going to go away.
Yeah, it's going away. I don't even think it's a case of... ages ago we said we probably thought that gold was going to be restructured into something else, like a discount program or something like that. I don't even think that's happening anymore. I reckon it's just going. I reckon they're just getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Altogether.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I would think that they might restructure it and keep those free games that you get month on month is because from all visible signs, Sony aren't doing anything like that, so they'll be keeping up the PlayStation Plus free games deluge, and by not having that, it gives them an ace. But I think we've all seen the quality of the games being purchased to be provided to the gold user base for free have taken a bit of a dive in terms of quality of late. And as such, the investment is clearly shown to be in Game Pass and those services, so I expect it to just go away. See you later, gold.
Yeah. Or they may just make it may not officially be shuttered, but they may just turn it into this extra sub for the people that don't want Game Pass Ultimate, that don't want any of that stuff, xCloud or anything like that. They just want their free games, their percentage discount that gold might give them, and whatever else they do with it.
Yeah.
And they'll just see it as free money, because I still think the multiplayer is going to go free. A lot of people disagree, but you just can't keep pushing this whole Xbox ecosystem, which is your PC and your xCloud and your console and this and that and the other, and play your games anywhere, and then just charge one platform for multiplayer.
Exactly.
You can't keep doing that. It's nonsensical. it's just counter to everything you're trying to do. And, and everyone's like, oh, but they're not going to give up that revenue. You know what?
Yeah, they will.
Short-term pain for long-term gain. Like, if they keep it up, I don't think they're going to grow the Xbox console as an install base if they're going to keep it up. And if that's the case, your gold subs are going to reduce anyway. So you're still going to be losing revenue from gold. Like, gold subscribers, I'd be shocked if they're going up. They'd be going down, which is part of the reason they're probably trying to migrate them over to Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah,
like
exactly right.
If you make multiplayer free, you will gain console sales. The majority of those new console sales will most likely sub to Game Pass anyway.
Exactly.
And at the very least, at a bare minimum, you have to make free-to-play games free to play online.
That's some great
that one is a big one. Like, I don't think people realize there are people out there buying PlayStation 4 consoles purely to play Fortnite and Call of Duty Warzone. And that's it. And guess what? They're not doing that on Xbox, because why the hell would they? Because they then have to pay for gold as well.
Exactly.
It's just
it's
dumb.
Weird that it's been that way for so long.
Oh my god, it's insane. And that's why they just have to make multiplayer free. This whole closed-minded, but they're not going to give up that revenue. Man, you got to spend money to make money. You just, It has to be free. Like, it's almost at the point where they don't have a choice anymore. They've got to do it.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we'll find out, I guess.
Yeah.
Find out real soon.
In 5 days?
Well, no.
About 5 days, I think.
No. We're not going to find out about gold in 5 days.
You don't think it'll be a part of the show? That might be the little bombshell?
No business.
Ah, man.
No business.
Boo.
That whole gold thing, that'll be along with the price.
August.
That'll be along with all that stuff.
Fair enough.
But yeah. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yep.
Well,
I think that's about it.
That is about it. It's been a relatively short but sweet
compared to normal. Compared to normal, it's
compared
short.
to normal.
But to be fair, we did just have. So last fortnight we came off the back of 2 episodes in a row. 2 episodes, in a week, which we don't normally do.
Yep.
And we're now about to have another 2 episodes in a week. So we've actually added bonus episodes, technically.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
and I have to admit, I am looking forward to the show and chilling out. I will do my very, very best to have a slightly better setup than a propped up Surface Pro 4 and this headset. I can't guarantee it, but I'll try. And that's if I make it at all. Obviously, if the building works all goes wrong or the house collapses in on itself, I might not make it, and that would really bum me out because I'm really looking forward to the July show. So I will.
It should be
I'll
good.
move heaven and earth to make it happen.
We'll be doing a live stream, most likely, probably through YouTube, I'd say, like we did last
maybe
time.
Twitch. Yeah.
Not sure. Are we going to be doing Twitch as well?
We can do.
We'll try.
Yeah,
We'll try.
we can too. We can do anything.
Definitely via YouTube. The way we'll do it is we'll probably have our live stream like we did in May, and then I guess our podcast episode will then flow on from that. And in terms of what we post online, on YouTube we'll probably post the whole thing, but I guess the audio version will just be the post show stuff. I'd say.
We'll just take a short break after the show and then
Yeah.
slide straight into the podcast itself.
It'll effectively be a reaction type thing, and we'll just talk about all the good stuff that I'm sure we'll see. And that'll be basically a bonus episode, if you will.
How many hours should I set aside for that then? So if the show's at 5, that's for an hour. We'll probably get on half hour before for a pre-show chit chat.
Yeah. We'll probably go live during Jeff Keighley's thing and we'll have that running in a window, and maybe we'll see if anything decent is there and have a look at it, have a chat about it.
Yep.
See how we go.
Should be fun.
Yeah.
Should be good. Until then,
please be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter.
Hit that like button. Smash that bell icon. Hit the subscribe button.
Check us out at
do all those things other
xboxera.com.
normal YouTubers do to get engagement on their channel.
Got a lot of cool news, a lot of cool articles on xboxera.com.
Yeah, check out all the work that our fellow compatriots do at xboxera.com. They do an amazing job with reviews, insider looks, everything of that kind.
Yeah. It's and we've got the joy of like being able to do all of that stuff. It's really good.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll see you all.
See you all in just
Thursday.
under a week. Just under a week, everyone. So,
get high.
Under a week.
Should be really good. So,
See you guys.
See you
ciao
later.
for now.